amidst all of this COVID-19 stuff, we are trying to give you a little bit of content. However, make sure you guys are staying safe. You see us, man. We doing the most. We done wipe down everything 3-4 times. You know what I'm saying? Myke is over here making sure everything is clean. This is a clean room. Make sure that you keep your house clean. Make sure that you check on your loved ones, because these times are really serious. Don't take it real light, and it is gonna change the future. It really is. So just make sure that you guys are staying in touch with who you love. Then in hip hop, no politics, no BS. Lil Uzi Vert, Eternal Atake. Uzi was born in Philly and dropped a commercial mixtape, Love Is Rage, back in 2015, which kind of put him into the spotlight, signing with Atlantic Records and also signed under DJ Drama's Generation Now imprint.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So that's pretty much how Lil Uzi Vert kind of blew up, and then obviously he's had multiple songs on the Billboard Hot 100, like number 54, Money Longer, that came out in 2016, and then later became double platinum. So Lil Uzi definitely has hits on the radio. This is the first time we do a Lil Uzi Vert project, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because the one person I was thinking that we did, but it was Yachty, it wasn't Uzi. First impression was like, okay, this shit bumps in the whip. It's better than I thought it would be.
When you say first impressions, you mean when you did a first listen?
Yeah, like when I first put this on, is I literally the first time I listened to this was literally in the whip. Typically, I listen to it on headphones or whatever, and then I'll go to the car. But this one was literally the first time I listened to it was in the car, and this shit really bumps. But it's kind of like that young man music where it's kind of like a lot of the shit he's saying is kind of like he's not talking to me. There's nothing I'm pulling from this shit. Outside of, let's have a good time. I like the beats on it. This is something that if I had to get together or something like that, we went on Beats Party Bus again, I would put on some of this off of this project.
I think this was interesting for me, right? Because when I put it on and started playing it, when I got through the first 6 tracks and the way he was rapping with the beats and stuff like that, I think more his flow, because I really didn't really tune in a lot to what he was saying, but just the style of rap, I was like, damn, do I like a Lil Uzi Vert album? And it was right around track 7 is when it took the turn.
Which is what?
I'm Sorry. And that's when it got to more of the style of Vert that I have listened to. Because I recall, I have been talking about Uzi Vert for a minute. You have argued with a lot of the young folks, and Love Is Rage was one that I listened to, and that was more the trap sound from what was that, 2015? 2000, Love Is Rage, 2015. So that's when I was on my old man, hate the young man rap shit. And I've listened to some of the other projects, and most of the songs that he's done, most of the stuff that he's done in his other projects did not sound like those first 6 tracks. That felt
because they were hard. They like in terms of the beat and like like how it hit in the car. Like You Better Move. Like that shit was mean. Like I didn't think Uzi made mean music like that.
I think right around P2, I think Myke is perked up again. But I think that first phase
that sounded like that other song he made. I thought P2 that Pushed Me to the Edge.
All My Friends Are Dead.
I thought P2 sounded exactly like that.
That is off.
I was like, didn't he make this song already?
Me too.
That's what confused. It is part 2.
Oh, that's why it's called P2.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And I feel like I be in tune a little bit with
this.
this.
Yeah, it's part 2. It's just like the second version of that.
Pick that up.
Like
it's the same exact song.
Yeah. Except the way he rapping,
except
the way
he
the
didn't
hook
say
is.
All My Friends Are Dead. That's the
Right,
only
right,
thing he didn't say, which was weird as fuck because I'm listening to it and I'm like, isn't this that?
But the biggest takeaway that I got after going through all of this was this dude is a rock star, man. Like people love this guy.
They do. He absolutely is.
It is like, for me, I find it really fascinating to watch because I'm like,
I think it's the way he interacts with his fans. Fan base, yeah. He's really friendly with his fan base, is what I've seen or heard. I don't know if it's anything else, but that's what I've seen recently.
I think he's played the Lil Wayne game, where Lil Wayne convinced y'all he's the greatest rapper in the world, and y'all just believed it.
What?
Lil Uzi came out and he has this persona. He looks like a walking Hot Topic. So everyone looks at him and they're like, oh, he's so different. He's so unique. He's so special. Which is what I was expecting when I put this album on. Which is when I texted y'all, I was like, well, I'm gonna listen to it anyway. Because I'm curious about this guy. Yeah. Because all of this stuff that's been happening with him over the years, I just never got around to an album. You know, the dude's wearing chokers, wearing upside down crosses. You know, he's getting fucking Migos threatening to fight him because they think he's a Satanist. Then the rumors about Lil Uzi Vert, when you say it really fast, it says Lucifer. So there's all this shit. I think that's really what it is more than anything, is he's just created a persona.
I think that's interesting. Speaking on that though, like how you said in the beginning, like y'all really thought I believed in the devil.
That's his fault.
Yeah,
that's his fault because I mean, you can try to say that the whole thing was that the upside down cross thing. It's really, I believe it's Saint Peter. You can try to say that that's why you're doing it, but nobody believes that. You were trying to be different and provocative. You're wearing Marilyn Manson shirts. Come on, stop it. But I think that's really what made him this huge rock star persona. But this album does not fucking match that persona in any way, shape, or form.
I didn't think so either.
You know what I'm saying? Like when I was expecting something extremely unique, extremely different, something that did not sound like everything else. And when this started, I was like, wait a minute, that's what this dude does? Because I'd heard that other song you were talking about, I'm Acting Dead.
Yeah.
That's the only song I heard.
I knew. That's the only thing I knew of him too.
He's amongst all of the other littles in the game.
I knew he was a part of that whole movement, but I thought he was the special one.
You thought he was going to bring something different. You thought he was going to bring something. Yeah, I got you.
Because when you look at him, he's wearing makeup. You know, he got tattoos. Oh no, tattoos isn't really like a different thing, but he's got different kinds of tattoos all over his face. And like I said, he looks like he fucking got shit out by a Hot Topic. A Hot Topic in Crenshaw shit him out. That's what it looked like. So I was expecting something really, really different. And it's like, no, it's a bunch of fucking trap influenced fucking auto-tune rap. And that's it. And I was just like, man, really? And then when this album dropped, the reason I wanted to listen to it is because a lot of people on Twitter were saying that he was spazzing. So I was like, okay, so I'm curious.
Got your
I'm curious. Well, it was Tabby, Pale Hipster, shout out to him. He had posted, he's like, oh, so he's really gonna just, I forget the word he said, but I think he said something like he's gonna be spazzing throughout this whole album. And I can't tell if he was trolling or not. I took him seriously, so I was like, all right, let me go give this a shot. And I did hear on Lo Mein, I'll give him that. On Lo Mein, even though I didn't like the song, he was rapping. He sounded pretty good. But no,
I like him when he's not in that high pitch, and I know that's pretty what he does for the most part. But I like him when he sounds like kind of regular, like when he's rapping like that. Y'all, do you remember hearing him like that at all?
I don't like him when he's doing anything. I don't like him in the morning. I don't like him at night. I don't like him in the evening, in the daytime. Not with green eggs and ham.
You sound like me now.
You know what I'm saying?
This was a task. Yeah, this was a task to get through.
This
for
is
me
bad. Like was it Pop?
That was horrible.
When he was rapping off beat like
but I liked it at first though.
Yo, he ruined a good beat.
Yeah,
that beat was hype, and then he come on talking about multi grain in my granola bar.
I don't know why, man. Listen. I don't know why, man.
He should have just featured Blueface on that. Then maybe I would have liked that.
And maybe it is the beats. Like I said, the first 6 tracks were just different from anything I've heard from him.
They were.
And then he went back to being Uzi Vert. And then that's when it really became a task because there was I don't like that Vert. I could tolerate the first 6 tracks.
Yeah, that's how it was too.
Yeah, and that's only because of for me. It's only because of the beats. Like the first 6 tracks, I thought the beats. There was some great trap beats on there. And I think this is a reason where I'm just speaking for myself, or not myself, or maybe some other people that probably feel the same way. But like, I feel like that's the reason why trap beats are like looked down upon so much because of the quote unquote caliber MCs.
Yep.
Like those first 6 tracks, when I was listening to them, like this is the fucking prime example of why people, because I like trap beats. I fuck with trap beats. Yeah. But when you have a good, and I'm not saying I don't need no spitterific person, but when you have someone that's good enough to rap good. Yeah,
that can at least ride the
that
beat.
Can ride the beat really well, and like those first 6 tracks can be, if they was done with a better MC, oh fuck, we would
get him shit to Denzel Curry.
Yep,
and they would get murdered. Like you said, it's not even like he needs to be lyrical. I don't care about him being lyrical.
Right.
He doesn't sound good.
That's
the way he's rapping, he doesn't sound good.
The sound of his voice or the way he's rapping?
Both.
A, B, C, D, and E.
Right.
And again, usually I try to be more diplomatic, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful. Mm-hmm. I don't get it, and it might be age, because I know
I was gonna say that too.
I'll be old if being young means I gotta listen to this.
Yeah,
I'll be old. He just sounds like a third-rate Lil Wayne trying to do trap songs. I just don't get the appeal.
But when I look on here, man, there's a lot of people that listen to him. People
and that's
love
great.
This dude.
That's great.
And again, like I think, but I don't understand the reasons why, because we're talking about he's been around since 2015, so we're talking about 5 years, and going all the way back, his music blending in with the rest of everything else that was out at the time, the Young Thugs, the Lil Yachty's, so on and so on. And I don't know what it is about this guy that caused him to stick out of everybody else.
I told you what it is. I'm telling you.
I think the meme aspect of it is one, because I see a lot of memes with him. People use a lot.
Okay.
But is that really enough
these days?
I don't think so.
Yes.
Because Mike, look, just think about it. 4 years ago, one of his singles went double platinum, bro. 2 million. Like, I don't think image alone does that for you.
I'm not saying image alone. The question was, what separates him from everybody else? If you listen to this guy, there's nothing that sounds any different than everything else.
Yeah.
And it's not like he's rapping differently than anybody else. He's not picking beats differently than anybody else. That's all I see. It's just shit. It's the same auto-tune shit. You just named Lil Yachty and you named Young Thug. 2 rappers that don't sound anything like each other, but they're also way more creative than this guy. I don't know. I was very, very, very disappointed. And I wasn't expecting some bar fest at all. Even though people said, oh, he's spazzing. I didn't.
You just expected something different.
I was expecting something to be really weird and out there and creative, especially with an album title like Eternal Atake. I don't know what the hell that shit means.
And then also, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
And then also with him, with this whole like space interludes he kept.
That's what
I was feel like he was missing something. I'm like,
it's supposed to be a concept, and I
didn't get the concept. Like,
right?
Yeah, it didn't seem like that to you. That it was supposed to be.
It was supposed to be. Yeah, it was supposed to be a concept.
It seems like it's supposed to be a concept, but it wasn't nailed.
He didn't like that shot.
Unless somebody tells you it's a concept album,
got that at all.
You're not gonna get it.
It literally sounded like a tale of two halves. Like the first joints being hard trap beats, and then it went to that poppy shit that he typically, the lane he lives in.
Yeah, no, in between songs,
shit didn't sound like no motherfucking.
It's always an interlude or something going on where he was some space shit or whatever, and it's like, what was he doing? Yeah,
but it didn't connect. So that's so I just thought it was just random.
I don't think he's a good enough, and again, this is gonna sound rude, but I don't think he's a good enough songwriter to make something like that connect.
Maybe.
I think that this album really just sounds like a bunch of songs, and then maybe the concept idea came after. It was like, okay, I need something to make this album seem different. So let me wrap it in this idea of a concept.
Man on the Moon?
Nah, Man on the Moon, you can kind of tell there was
I know.
No, I said he tried to do like a Man on the Moon.
Oh, they said like Man on the Moon.
No.
Yeah. Gotcha.
No. No fucking way.
Yeah, man.
When I look at the covers, when you look at the covers, they're very like artistic and stuff like that. You look at the cover for the album, it's all spacey and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Like it looks like you're in for an adventure.
Right.
And there's going to be something more behind visually what you see, and then you get more of the same.
Right.
And and it worked. Like it's sold him as this guy that has this artistry to him, and there are some aspects of it, I guess you could say.
I'm sorry.
That are there,
that's
maybe, but
is that what it's called? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I felt like that was a bit creative. Has he always looked like that?
Yep. Since he's come out, since he's been like a main artist.
So he's always been wearing like the girls' chokers and If that works for him and his fans, then I'm happy for him. I'm glad he looks different. I'm glad he's doing, even if he's doing fairly derivative rap, I'm glad he's kind of
comfortable in that.
Yeah, comfortable being this dude that looks very outsider, but he's still doing music that's commercially acceptable. I think that's neat. I just walked into this whole thing with a very, very different perspective on what I was gonna get, and I was disappointed. That's all.
For favorite tracks, give me Low Main, Silly Watch, You Better Move, and give me Venetia.
Give me Low Main, Silly Watch, You Better Move, Homecoming, and Baby Pluto.
Baby Pluto, Low Main, Silly Watch, Pop, and You Better Move.
I got nothing, bro.
Damn. I think you did the same thing with Yachty, didn't you?
No.
He said, I'm sorry.
He gave some Yachty tracks.
When did we do Yachty?
Some years ago.
It was in the artist
like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, it was an Artist Factory when we did Lil Yachty. Yeah.
I got nothing, bro.
Nothing.
Look, I can't even try to lie and be like, oh, these are my favorite tracks. I don't have a favorite track. I didn't like anything on this. No, you know what? I'm lying. I'm lying to you. I liked the second song. Hold on.
Low Main.
Low Main.
Yeah.
I'm lying. I like that.
Like
one.
you said, the way he
was the way he was flowing was actually kind of nice. Yeah.
He tricked me a couple
one.
times. He tricked me a couple times, bro.
Yep. I agree with that. I thought they were gonna come get me, man, because I've been talking shit for 5 years.
Oh shit.
And I was like,
Nope. Nope. This, what I'm thinking and / learning is I think that this is the equivalent of spitting to younger people. I think this is one of those things where, again, we're older. I think that when they put something like this on, this is what they think spitting is, and that's fine.
Because I think Low Mid misses with not all of Low Mid, but I want to say
Nemo.
I thought Ramel did too because he got like a picture with him online. And stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense. Ramel looked like he liked
Nemo said he really liked this project, that it was different from all the other Lil Uzi Vert projects, and that he was spitting on this, and he sounded different. His cadence was different on this.
There you go.
So that's the reason why he likes this over other Uzi Vert
Interesting.
projects.
I wish the Corona wasn't around because they'd have been good to have on this.
Yeah, they would have.
Because I'm confused about everything you just said.
Lil Uzi, if you watching, look, I think first and foremost, I have aged out of that demographic of music that you make. I'm not in that demographic. However, I do think that you make music that is fun, and that could definitely be played at parties, clubs, stuff like that. So I think there is a space for your music, but it's not necessarily just made for me. It doesn't have replay value for me. But you did have hard joints on here. Like I think my ultimate favorite joint on here was You Better Move. That shit was hard trap beat. I felt you matched the energy of that particular beat, that track, and it was dope. And I think that obviously with your success, people love what you do. It's just, it don't have to be for me.
Lil Uzi Vert, man, you're a rock star, man. People love you. It's not for me to understand or like. It's working for you here, and I think for 6 tracks, I thought I understood and thought maybe, given the other albums that you put out in the past that I've only really listened to once, that I missed something. But I quickly found out I did not. But nevertheless, you are extremely successful. People love you, so continue to do your thing and continue to enjoy your success in this game.
Yeah, Lil Uzi Vert, if you're watching, I don't really have much to say, really. This is not for me. So, of course, take my opinion with a grain of salt or whatever. I might look like the old man hater or whatever, but like I said, great. Some beats on here was definitely great. But other than that, yeah, the second half, the majority of the second part of the album, or even more of the second part of the album, it just wasn't my type of flavor. So, much success to you though.
Lil Uzi Vert, yeah, don't listen to me. You got a huge fan base. I'm pretty sure this album is #1. Right now, I think. I could be wrong, but I think it's #1.
Really?
Good for you. Congrats. You don't need my old man money.
Right.
Keep being a weirdo. Keep making young black kids comfortable with looking like weirdos. I support that shit 100%. I wish when I was a young weirdo, I wish I had people like you to look up to. But musically, this album is not even close to for me at all. I don't care for it. It's not my thing. But I wish you much success, and yeah, keep doing your thing, bro.